The UCI Gravel World Championships Tech Gallery, unreleased tires and bikes, plus hidden repair hacks. The UCI Gravel World Championships may have fallen awkwardly this year, with the event coinciding with the fifth and final monument of the men's road cycling season in Lombardia, and taking place just before the final 2 rounds of the Lifetime Grand Prix Series. Enough to force several U.S. pros to skip the event in the Netherlands. What they didn't disappoint in entertainment, star names, or gravel tech. Originally planned to take place in Nice, France, the 4th edition of the Gravel Worlds was moved to the Limburg region of the Netherlands, Amstel Gold Race territory, earlier in the year due to time and technical constraints on the Côte d'Azur organizers. 2024 Elite Women's Champion Marianne Vos, Netherlands, kept things balanced in her cockpit notes. Her fueling strategy was complemented with a simple enjoy message and what seems to be a sticker of her coach riding a scooter. Italian cycling is well known for its stylish nature, but it was all about convenience with the placement and attachment of these sealant canisters on the bikes of the women's squad. Sharon van Anrooij's Netherlands Trek Project 1 had 2 CO2 canisters strapped to her seat post, and one appears to be a tire plug fitted neatly next to the seat post clamp. Van Anrooij's bike in all its glory ahead of Saturday's race. She raced with standard Bontrager Aeolus Pro 49V wheels, but her Pirelli Cinturado Gravel RH tires are a model not yet listed on the brand's website. The bike of eventual race winner Lorena Wiebes, Netherlands, just hanging around pre-race. Wiebes' bike with 2 wheels, in a much muckier state inside the winner's enclosure. Wiebes opted for a SRAM one-time setup with a wolf-tooth chain catcher. Belgium's Fauve Bastiansen didn't opt for flared drops on her S-Works Crux, despite it being the norm within gravel racing nowadays. The tiny control buttons for the Grava adaptable tire pressure system on one of the Visma Lisa bike riders' machines. Vos used the Grava system too, but opted for a mismatched tire combination. She used Vittoria's 42C Corsa Control road tire on the rear, and paired it with a 45C Tirreno T70 at the front. Not something you see every day. Rosa Klöser won the award for the widest tire used across the weekend though, with a front wheel fitted with a Continental Dubnital. We can't tell which model they are, but they only come in 2.2 inches or 2.4 inches options. So that's at least 57 millimeters of tread to help her tackle the Belgian gravel. Optimized or overkill? Tiffany Cromwell, Australia, with what appears to be a carbon fiber chain catcher on her custom-painted Canyon. Plenty of Aussie phrases were printed onto Cromwell's frame and fork. I'm going to make it my mission to include Vegemite velocity in an article the next time I cover an Australian cyclist storming to the win. And then a lovely blend of green and purple across the rear of the frame. Nicely done, Canyon. Alongside the big-name brands, we also spotted a set of Tufo Gravel Funduro 44C tires within the women's peloton. This was spotted on a coach's bike, not a rider's, but we thought it was an interesting tidbit to share. The sponge underneath the saddle, much was made of Tom Pidcock, Great Britain, participating in the Gravel Worlds less than 24 hours after finishing 6th at Lombardia. The multidiscipline talent didn't see a reason not to race in Limburg and wanted an opportunity to ride the new Pinarello Dogma GR. The British rider opted for a slammed stem on his most integrated cockpit. Despite Pidcock riding on Scott bikes for his road trade team Q36.5, he has stayed loyal to Pinarello for off-road exploits such as MTB, cyclocross, and now gravel. Pidcock rode 35C Vittoria PS Tirreno Pro T30 tires for the Limburg course. Given his rapid dash from northern Italy to Limburg, Pidcock and his mechanics spent some time tinkering with his setup ahead of the 180-kilometer race. Pidcock also used a wolf-tooth lone wolf chain catcher for extra aero efficiency. Gianni Vermeersch, Belgium, sported a Canyon Grail with a blackout aesthetic. The Belgian was also using a Pirelli tire model that isn't yet publicly available, as noted by the black marker covering the branding. Perhaps my favorite mod of the weekend was this hidden tire plug, fitted into the axle of a Wolf-Tooth 50T Aero chainring belonging to Belgium's Daan Soete. Soete was riding a Ridley ASTR RS for Sunday's race, with Wolf-Tooth clipless pedals from their new Control-Alt-Del range. Out on the course, and Niels van de Put, Belgium, did not seem to have much interest in stopping to repair his rear flat tire. Laurens Sweeck with a tidy repair kit strapped to his top tube. Some pros just like to keep things plain and simple. Mate Mohoric, Slovenia, and his trade teammates at Bahrain Victorious were spotted aboard an as-yet unreleased Merida Mission gravel bike. The 2023 champion used a Prologo Nago R4 Pass AGX saddle on Sunday. The eye-catching multicolor paint swirl effect on the Mission's fork was certainly something to behold, and maybe even a distraction technique. Distracting onlookers from what, you might ask? Perhaps these yet-to-be-released Continental Tyre competition gravel tires, which were hastily covered over with marker pen when our photographer came calling. The new set of tires had minimal tread for the dry gravel course in and around Limburg. Post-race and sixth-place finisher Tom Pidcock was busy assessing his rear tire for issues, seemingly not 100% happy with it in the closing stages. Oh, and we'll take any excuse to include a dog at a bike race. Last up, it's elite men's winner Florian Vermeersch, Belgium, with his Colnago G4X in emerald green. Its geometry and design don't differ vastly from its road relative, which perhaps serves as an indicator of how challenging or not the Belgian gravel was this weekend. Nonetheless, they allowed Vermeersch to turn 2 silvers into a gold on home trails. Vermeersch used a 54-40 T chainring setup with an 1134 cassette, alongside NVE SES 4.5 wheels and 40C Continental Terra Speed tires. Thank you for your Cycling News subscription. We use our subscription fees to be able to keep producing all our usual great content, as well as more premium pieces like this one. Find out more here. https://www.cyclingnews.com/subscribe to Cycling News for more news, analysis, and premium features.